Hey everyone, welcome back. And here today we are making an Aurora Opal ring, and that's the stone that we are working with. I'm just taking the bezel wire, wrapping it around the stone. Trying to get the shape of that stone. Hearts can be quite a bit harder to work with just because they're an awkward shape. If you guys don't already know, I did start a mystery stone subscription kit, and in that kit I will be having some Aurora hearts this next month. I'm trying to put stones that I am doing in the videos in the subscription kits, as much as I can at least. Might not be able to do it every time, but if I can, I will. If you guys want to check that out, they are on my website, brandedandwild.com. Just marked where I'm going to cut it. Grab my snips and snipping them. I did roll out this bezel wire, so I don't know exactly what gauge it is. Just meeting it up, making sure it matches. Sometimes taking pliers and squeezing it kind of helps with that too. It took a long time looking for some stuff, so I cut that part out. Trust me, you guys didn't miss anything, I promise. That's just water and borax, and then I'm putting it on the bezel, and that's what I use as a flux. This is easy solder that I'm using. And then just tapping it. You want to tap it when it starts to get that red color like that right there. It kind of shows up a little bit more in person than on the video. Here we're just quenching it so it's cool and you can touch it. Don't burn yourself. That's burning yourself. It's never fun. Now we're putting it over on the stone to make sure that it fits, and then we're going to shape it to that stone to make sure it's the shape of the stone. You want to make sure not to bend the wire over the stone. And then here I'm showing you guys that you don't want the stone to go outside of the bezel too much. You want to have that little lip there. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it there a little bit. There's like a little bit of lip right there. Like you can kind of see where there's some space there that stone is going to be held in there when you push that bezel over to set that stone. So you don't want it coming out like it is there. You want it to be down below that wire quite a bit. And here we're just putting borax or flux on there. Borax is a type of flux that you can use. And then here we're just soldering it. We're making sure it gets nice and hot. If you wonder why the screws are there, it's so you can get underneath that silver sheet and get the underneath of it hot, because you do want to have as much of it hot as you can. And then it kind of turns that red color, which is hard for you guys to see, but you'll see it more in person. Or when I kind of pull it away, you can kind of see it a little bit more right there. See how red that is? So you want to do it before it starts to melt. It's kind of something that you'll have to just, like, as soon as it starts turning red is when you want to tap it. Once it gets too hot, it can melt it. So you just want to be careful with the silver in that way. And you do want to check and make sure that it is soldered all the way around that stone. And because I filmed half of this yesterday, and I don't remember what I said in the beginning, I do have some mystery stone kits, and in those mystery cabochon subscription kits, this month we are going to be having some Aurora Opal hearts, and they're going to be more of a pink color. So they're really pretty. I can't wait for them to come. So if you guys do subscribe with the mystery stone kits this month, this August, you guys will be getting those in your kits, so that way you guys can make a similar ring to this if you want to. Here we're just making sure that we're getting that wire nice and snug. If you leave too much room, it can make it a headache to solder in place. It can look funky, it can break. So you do want to try to get it as close as you can. Sometimes you have to kind of break it and let it, sometimes it'll break on its own and that's fine. Sometimes you have to kind of break it up a little bit and do it in pieces just so it can kind of go together a little bit nicer. And then obviously you want it to sit straight too. So here I'm taking the pliers and just making sure it's in a way that we want it to be. And as you guys can see here, I'm snipping it just so it can get to take more of that heart shape. And like I said before, you do want to be really careful when soldering this. It can be really hard to work with. I kind of personally like round wire a little bit better. I find it's a little bit easier for me to work with. But this is just what I had available, so and this is what the customer wanted. This was a custom order, so it has sold. But you can kind of see that wire kind of pulls up a little bit and stuff like that. I just find it a little harder for me to personally work with. Some people really like it. And of course quenching it so we don't burn ourselves. And drying it off so it's not wet. So I purposely didn't solder that piece there because I knew that the other side of it soldered down, so then I'm pushing this side where I want it so it's easier to work with, and then I'll solder it down when I solder this next piece to it as well. Sometimes you can get the solder to flow out from where you did the bezel, which is nice. And you can also tap on the inside of the bezel so it kind of flows out and just kind of gets extra in there. Just different little things you can do. Sometimes if I know I'm just going to use a little bit, I'll just tap it directly where I want it. That way you don't have extra to clean up or anything like that. So next we want to cut off any excess silver that we don't need, so we can make it into the shape of a heart. Some people like to use the little hand saws. If that is your style, then I suggest you do that. If not, I don't like them, so I always break them, and I just am self-taught for the most part, so I just use snibs. It's what I like to use. My style, I don't really do a lot of whole cutting out kind of stuff. I could learn how to better, but it's not really a desire of mine, so I don't. Next, we are sanding all the way around it. I did cut some of it out because I wasn't in frame. I didn't realize I wasn't all the way in frame, so you weren't really seeing it anyway, so I just cut that part out. I'm just going all the way around doing the same exact thing I'm doing here. We're making sure to get the whole bezel. I do also try to go to the back of it, make sure there's nothing sharp back there that will hurt anyone or scratch anyone. Make sure it's nice and smooth on the edge of the back as well. And here I am cleaning that back off because solder does not like to flow where it's dirty. So if it's dirty back there, it can cause it to not hold as well. So I am taking a tool just to clean it off. And you can use anything really that'll clean it. That's just what I had in front of me really. Here we're taking the band of the ring and putting it on the mandrel. She wanted a 9.5, so I cut it at like I don't know, like 8 or 8.5. And then I will hammer it to be a 9.5. So I'll solder it to the ring, and then once I solder it to the ring, I'll use a soft hammer to hammer to the correct size. Just using the pliers to bend that wire so it matches up. Here I'm grabbing a third hand, the pendant, and we'll solder that down. A little trick that I've learned is to put the ring on, make sure it's as straight as you can get it, and then wiggle that back and forth, and it'll cause a little line to, like, mark it with a little line so that way you can see where to solder it to. Sometimes they can look straight, but when you solder down, you're like, okay, that's not right. When you're cleaning the back off, if you do it the opposite way of how you're gonna scratch it, that helps that little scratch show up better too. Another little tip. And we're just soldering it down, making sure that solder flows all the way across that band. I like having a little bit more surface on it, so I do kind of let it be a little bit more flat in that one spot where you're soldering it down, not super round right there, if that makes sense. And I'm pinching it. And we got a heart ring. So next we're going to clean it up. We're going to put it on the mandrel, make it the size that we want it. In this video, I think I made it a 9, but I did check later and it was she wanted a 9.5, so then I did go back and make it bigger later. Played it safe. And like I said earlier, like if you guys like these videos and you guys want to learn, if you guys can help me out and subscribe to the mystery stone cabochon stone kit, it really does help, so that way I can make more of these videos. It takes a long time to edit these. This video alone is 30 minutes long, so having to go through and watch the whole thing and then edit it and all that kind of stuff, it takes hours. So if you guys do like more of these and you guys want more of these, I have no problem doing them. I just need a little help from you guys by you guys subscribing to that, so that way I can have the time to post these. And like I said before, I'm sure I have said in other videos, like this one here, I charged, I believe, like $70. I probably could have charged more for this ring, but that's just what I charged her. I liked it for things to move, but there's going to be hearts in the next Cabochon Mystery subscription kit. That's just one of the stones in it, and you can easily make a ring that's going to sell for $70. So that's just one stone out of 5 or 6 or whatever subscription you guys do. The $25 one has 5 stones. I usually put more like 6 or 7 or 8 even. So if they're smaller stones, I usually put 2 of them. So you guys can definitely make money back on the stones that you're getting in that subscription, and it just really makes it so I'm not saying, hey, I'm charging for these videos. It's more, hey, like, if you guys don't mind subscribing to that way I can make these videos, because I do enjoy making them for you guys. I just need help from you guys in order to do that. So takes a lot of time. So here I'm just stamping that 925. It kept slipping out, but it did get on there, so it's fine. I like doing it after just because I don't know exactly where the band's gonna go and all that kind of stuff, so that's just my preferred way of doing it. Everyone has their different way of doing it. If you want to do it before you do all the work, that's fine too. I just like knowing that where it is going to be visible and not have solder flow into it or something when you're doing the back on it. Okay, so here we are getting ready to set the stone. If you guys don't have one of these vices, I just get them off at Amazon. They're super nice to use. I highly suggest them to hold the stone, the setting while you're setting stones like rings and stuff like that. If you guys get the starter kit, these are not included because they're a little bit on the pricier side. So you just have to kind of find one that will work for you. But they are really nice to use. I really like mine. There's other ways of doing it too. You can also just put it on the the mandrel and set the stone that way as well. If you guys don't have a vise like this. But I do suggest them. They're nice to have. Sticking that stone in there. I love this ring. This ring turned out so pretty. I wish I could have kept it. I actually mailed it out today though. The girl that purchased it saw it on, I did a TikTok live and everyone saw it and they loved it, and I had other people wanting it and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, it's sold. If I could keep it, I would have though. It was so pretty. It's always sad to see certain things go, but they have a new home to go to. So one thing, I don't know if you guys notice or not, but I do try to go from one side to the other side to the other side. So that way I'm not pushing that stone over one way too far. I'm going a little bit over here, a little bit over there, a little bit over here, a little bit over there. So that way I'm not pushing that stone off to one side. Making sure to go all the way around and then doing a rolling motion like that right there to get it all the way nice and snug. And you just want to keep working it until it's all the way around whatever you're setting. And then there's a little bit of space here, so I just was using this little tool here to push that over. Trying to make it as nice and snug and tight as possible. I love using these little sanding pads. They're almost like the texture of them is kind of like, I want to say steel wool, but not really. It's more of like that washcloth material, like the sponge material, but the rough side of the sponge. I don't know if that helps at all. They're really nice to use, so I really like them. They have like some common kind of name. They're not like, I don't know. They're kind of hard to describe. I looked them up in my last video. So if you go to the last video, I looked it up and said what it was. I forgot what it was already though. I have like the memory span of a goldfish. I have just too much going on sometimes to remember everything. I do my best. I really like these though. I get them in a pack of 100 on Amazon, I think. So that's where I get them, on Amazon. And send them to your house. So nice. Going around the whole ring. This is like a finer grit, so it just really cleans it up really nice. And then I can go, actually a lot of times I can go straight from that to polishing it. So it's a big time saver too. And it actually will take off quite a bit of anything like solder and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to go in with more of an aggressive, like a bristle brush kind of thing. But for the most part, a lot of times I can get away with just using those without having to go through the extreme process of everything, like going through each and every little thing. So this is Fabuluster. You can also use Zam, anything like that. I also turn these into little TikTok videos and YouTube videos and little short videos, all that kind of stuff. So every once in a while I'll do things like that, just a couple times or something like that, just to get a different angle. So sorry you guys gotta put up with some stuff, but that's what we're doing here. A lot of times I'll edit stuff like that out just so you guys don't have to watch it and waste your time. But this video I'm not speeding up, so that way you guys can see more of the full, slowed down, in-depth process. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I'm trying to do different things so people that like different styles of videos get to see what they like. We get to see fuller videos, more sped up videos, and then I have, of course, like the short videos, things like that. But yeah, so basically this is the Fabuluster, and I just go all the way around it with a polishing pad brush, and just go all the way around the ring. I don't know if my hands have been really hurting, guys, so I don't know if I did the back of this in this video, but I really do just go all the way around the ring, just like I did with the last brush. I do the same thing with this one, all the way around it, and then I wash it off with soap water and a toothbrush. And that's basically it, guys. After that, this one's done. Yeah, so I did do the back of this one. But yeah. Alright, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. You guys have a little bit more time to watch, but it's pretty much over for the most part. I'm gonna go edit some more videos. I have a couple more, hopefully, coming up soon that I filmed today. So hopefully, if everything worked out great and I got everything in camera and in sight and everything, it should turn out. So be looking out for those, guys. And if you guys don't mind liking, subscribing, I cannot go live on here until I have 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys don't mind doing that, that would be amazing. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway. If you guys subscribe here and you guys subscribe over on TikTok, you will be entered to win a $50 mystery subscription. So go check that out. Subscribe here, subscribe on TikTok, and then you guys will be entered to win that subscription. It's going to be just a one-time, 1 month subscription. So it's not going to be like a continuous monthly subscription, but it'll be the one time. And that would be for the jewelry. You know, actually, for people that do jewelry or cabochons, it can be for jewelry or it can be for cabochons. So if you guys like jewelry and want it to be the jewelry, you can do that. If you guys want it to be the cabochons, that just makes my life easier, so we can do that as well. And here's the finished product. So I hope you guys loved it. If you guys didn't, then that's fine, don't watch anymore. But if you made it this far, I think you guys probably liked the video a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, this is the finished product, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, bye.